Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe Jaquin, Jason Walker. Happy Monday. As some of you probably can tell, I woke up with a little something. I don't know what it is, but I feel fine. Don't you hate that? So annoying. I hope you had a good weekend. We are short-handed this week. Jack, our producer, is on vacation, well-deserved. So Jason, he's got to do everything by himself. So right now he's trying to make his camera be clearer. Here at Patriot, Arlene is still on vacation. The good news is she will be back on Wednesday. So we're gonna take it easy. We'll take it slow. We'll get through it all. Friday was very exciting, right? Jay Powell kind of capitulated, but then we had issues possibly with the video. They're out on Wednesday. It's going to be important. This week we are going to get this CPE deflator. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. One of the Fed inflation number gauges. A lot of Fed talk this week. We've got an interesting market, don't we? Because nobody thinks the economy is good. But no one thinks it's terrible, right? I mean, it's just, how about this? We'll say it's leaning the wrong direction, right? But we're not quite there yet. Are we really going to get there? I don't know. How many rate cuts are we going to see? I don't think it matters. It does short term. It does. But Jay Powell's on his way out the door, and we're going to get a lot of them next year. You know, Jason, no matter what happens the rest of this year, I kind of think that they're going to cut twice in the next 3 meetings. But I don't think anyone should get too caught up, because the second they can get Jay Powell out the door, I think the second half of 2026, and remember, his term's up in May, so that means the second half of 2026, Jason, we're going to see an unleashing of huge amounts of Fed cuts. And I'll say this, if somehow the data gets worse, right? Let's say jobless claims gets to 270, 300,000. Something like that. The unemployment rate starts to spike. We could actually see bigger cuts sooner. But one way or another, by the time we get to, say, this time next year, we'll be full-blown rate cuts when it comes to our central bank. In other words, let's keep devaluing the dollar.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's a nice old-fashioned emergency will happen this year or late this year, and so they can have their emergency rate cut.
Hey, nothing wrong with some emergency rate cuts. You're right. That could be on the
Latin
table
America.
as
I've been studying up on ever since you brought back to my attention the Venezuela thing. I started looking at some things. It's like, oh, wow, there's something brewing there. So,
and now
everybody's happy. Jerome Powell can cut the rates by 1 full percent because it's an emergency. He doesn't look like the goat. He just looks like he's reacting. Everyone's happy.
Yep. And maybe we're going to attack the cartels in Mexico. That broke out this weekend as well. How about, anyone got anything to say? We took a 10% stake in Intel. Yep, it happened. And we forced Intel to give the government a discount. Wasn't that nice? Right? I mean, did Intel have any choice? No. A very dangerous precedent. It's not good. And I know, we gave them, $8 billion to build more chip plants. So, yeah. So, I mean, it had been one thing Okay, let's just not lie. None of this is good. This is fascism all the way. The White House wasn't done and said, hey, by the way, we're going to do this with more companies. And I guess this is going to be the deal, Jason. Hey, we're going to tell you how much we're going to buy, and you're going to give us a discount. So as soon as we buy it, we've made money, right? I don't know, guys. That's not capitalism, Jason. It's just not.
I don't think we've had it for a while. These markets have been controlled for a very long time. You know what,
though? Isn't this an example, right? You're right. We probably haven't. And this is just how it happens. This is why I keep telling you, you better have gold in your pocket, man, and a lot of it. Because how much are you going to be able to afford is going to become paramount. Even Larry Kudlow, who lives up Donald Trump's backside, had to come out on TV and say, "Yeah, guy, okay, this isn't supposed to be." But I think you're right, Jason. I think the United States is just done pretending. At least Donald Trump. Hey, let's just stop pretending. Let's rip off the Band-Aid, right, and just say, "Hey, we screwed it up, and now we're just gonna do anything we can to keep it going for as long as we can." We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason on this Monday. The Dow's down 200. The S&P's down 5. The NASDAQ's up 40. The 10-year note up today, right? Sold off on. Everyone got excited about Jay Powell and, I guess his dovish turn right now at 4.28. Oil's up $1, $64. I don't know, is that Venezuela related or not? I don't know. Gold's up $4.50. Another big day at the end of last week for gold. 33.77 right now on gold. Silver's up 4 cents, 38.80. By the way, wow. Saudi Arabia, who doubled their gold holdings, just announced that they have taken a huge position in the silver ETFs. Harvard Endowment Fund said, we bought gold and Bitcoin, right? That, Jason, the whole world is doing two things, right? They're buying gold, they're buying precious metals, they're buying digital assets, right? That is what the world is saying to everybody out there. Hey, there's two things that we think are going to happen when this thing breaks. And oh, by the way, we already know it's going to break. Precious metals and digital assets are going to be the big winners. And we just happen to be able to do both of them for you, right? We do gold and silver. Obviously, the Texit phenomena is, wow, it's just on overload. We'll update that in a minute. But there were some more signs, and I apologize for the voice, but I honestly, I feel fine. There are more signs that maybe things aren't as good as they look. All of this came over the weekend. First, another huge increase in corporate bankruptcy filings. This was a July number. Large public in private companies, 71 filings. By the way, that is the highest monthly tally going back to July 2020, right? So, Jason, July 2020, right? That was like the heart of COVID, right? This is everything shut down. We don't have the vax, heart of COVID. It was also the highest level this year. And by the way, it is 446 of these, the highest for this 7-month stretch going back to the financial crisis. So again, that's on bankruptcies, and these are bigger bankruptcies, right? These are public companies and large private companies. On top of that, according to the latest survey that went to the heads of HR, they said 78% said that their company is planning or is already conducting multiple rounds of layoffs within their communities. And so, Jason, again, now we start to worry. Okay, is the jobs number, which has been a very good number, is this, going to fall? Is this going to start? Are we going to start seeing some negativity? And then this one this morning, Class 8 truck orders. By the way, what is Class 8? That's the big boys, right? That's the big rigs. Orders down 35% this year from last year. Medium-sized trucks, Jason, down 40% from last year. And then last but not least, record home cancellations. So remember, we got the home sales number last week. That was okay, 4 million. They said it's really not, because 15 to 20% are going to cancel. New home builders say sales incentives are now at a post-pandemic high. 66% of all unsold inventory of homes is now offering incentives. By the way, the last time they did that, 2009. So, think about 2007, 8, the housing financial collapse. Jason, a lot of this data now is starting to say, hey, you know what? Donald Trump may not be wrong in saying Jay Powell's too late.
Right, but late or not too late, it's still going to be inflative. It doesn't matter the timing of it. You lower the rates and look at the big spending bill. I have a feeling we got some more spending coming, and this heightened level of inflation with all these other emergencies, all these other things going on economically or geopolitically. I mean, pretty soon, 4% probably will be okay, right? Which actually is 8%.
Right. Well, and again, they keep talking about their target. Jay Powell on Friday essentially said, now he didn't say it like I'm going to say it, but this is what he said. Yeah, we're not going to get to 2%. Sorry. Right? We're not going to get to 2%. And we are going to start the process of the rate cuts at the same time. We're going to have a dramatic increase in the spending, right? The big, beautiful bill. Remember now, the Treasury, I think, is it this week or next week, starts the reloading of the checkbook. So a lot more 4-week bonds. It's so funny to say that. Gosh, that's what we're down to. We've got all this debt to sell. And the best thing they could come up with, well, I don't think we can really sell them in 2 years or 5. I mean, we really would like to sell. And, of course, maybe this high, maybe not. I don't know. But 10-year, 20-year, 30-year. Jason, we got to sell 4 weeks. Hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, guess what? In 4 weeks, guess what? We got to do it again. And again, and again.
Go stable coins. Well. Go stable coins. Buy it all up.
Coins.
Buy it all up. Put all the money there.
I'm going to tell you, everybody better watch out. This is, well, we're not very far away from surveillance. I mean, let's just call it what it is, right? We're going to take stakes in companies. We've gone Japan. We're going to use, I guess, what? The cover. Well, we gave them incentives. Heck, government's been picking winners and losers for how long now, right? They hand out, if that's the case, right? Every billionaire, why don't we just go to the billionaires and say, hey, we're just going to take 20%, 30% of your wealth because we gave you incentives to make you do. You know what? It's like Barack Obama. You guys didn't create this. The government did, Jason.
Yeah, well, I mean, it gets worse every year.
You didn't create that wealth. We did.
Well, and you can kind of see his logic from their point of view. They make all the decisions, right? It's not any free market issues. It's about the market that's controlled. I mean, the winners and losers were picked a long time ago, and then you have to be really fortunate to get into that circle, right, Joe? You have to come up with something really big, and even then, usually it's the kid of some guy, right, that gets chosen, right? You follow the connections, and even the guys that you think earn their way, it's like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, Elon Musk has like all these other people that are connected. And, okay, no, he didn't really do it on his own. He didn't even steal it from somebody else. It was probably just handed to him. Yeah, I would almost be happy if somebody made their way into the big circle of powerful people. If they stole it from someone, I'd almost be happy if we could just actually get a guy that actually did steal it from someone. Because at least it's like, okay, well, he still did. He may have done it unethically, but at least he got it there. But the more he
did that on his own.
At least he stole it on his own right? Instead of Elon Musk, who fake stole it from his friends. Yeah.
Well, now listen. I know it's a lot of bad news on Monday, but I want to give you one more, and this is another one. Here's the advantage of me doing this for so long. I've seen a lot of stuff. This may have to be a new indicator for bubbles bursting. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, I know, right? They just fired the lady to get a new person in there. Another 1.1 million more Americans have become disabled in the last 3 months. Remember the financial crisis? I do. We had so many people file for disability that the Disability Trust Fund actually ran out of money. And they had to, we'll just take a little bit from somewhere else. And now it was one of the better funded ones, maybe not so much, for the third straight month in a row. The number of Americans all of a sudden becoming disabled is now a new high for any 90-day period. There's been a 20% increase in reported disabilities in just the last 4.5 years. But Jason, the biggest jump in this has occurred in 2025, and specifically just the last 3 months. And again, when people are at their end of the rope, this is one of the things that they fall back, right? Hey, I got fired. I'm in my 50s. No one's going to hire me. My job is obsolete. All of a sudden, you become disabled to have income. I mean, we saw it during COVID. We saw it during the financial crisis. And now, here it is again.
It's going to keep happening.
Right?
It's going to keep happening.
Keep happening.
This is
going to keep happening.
This is a pattern, which actually is really not a pattern. It's the way it's developed. This is the way it's pre-planned. It's the way that it's played. And I know that we talk about the dollar dying, and Joe talks a lot about the dollar dying. It can really only officially die if there's something to replace it. And the world is being controlled by the dollar and the currency master. So, Joe, until there's something that's actually competing against it, it can't officially die, right? So we're kind of stuck with this horrible thing.
And you end up with this. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. Another gold sitting here right below 3,400. And with the amount of Fed talk coming this week and the chance for another, let's say, elevated jobless claims report coming on Thursday, at least that's what it appears. We'll see. Boy, I'm right now. It's so funny. Jay Powell's probably praying that there's a huge jump in the jobless claims number Thursday. Probably praying. Because if there isn't, it's hard to justify rate cuts when even your fake inflation's at 3%. But get your wealth protected. Why? Well, because they've told us the plan. Print a boatload of money and get the interest rates down as far as possible. And 2% inflation no longer applies. Now, they won't admit it yet, right? Oh, well, we're above our target, right? It doesn't apply anymore, guys. Matter of fact, do not be surprised that whoever replaces Jay Powell in May will tell us it's okay to run at 4% inflation for a little while. That's what they'll say. How long is a little while? I don't know, a couple of years. And you know what they're going to say? Well, gosh, we went 13 years with no inflation. Remember when interest rates were zero? So we can go 13 years with 4% or more. Why not? That's fair. That's fair. Guys, wake up here. There's two things you need to do. You need to get more gold, you need to get more silver, and you need to get into the digital space. Today, I'm going to sell $20 gold pieces at spot, which is $33.75. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because a lot of you are trading some gold in for Texas. That's a big reason. We got plenty of 20s. Probably got another 20 or 30 more. They're going to be at spot today. 800-951-0592. Speaking of Texit, another huge week last week. We didn't break the record. It was the second best new miner sign up in Texas history. But you know what was really interesting? It was the biggest single revenue week in company history. Well, how did we get revenue. And I mean, we killed it. Killed the revenue. But yet we didn't break the new miner record. It was close, but we didn't do it. And this is what I've been telling everybody. Upgrades. If you want to know if this thing is working, just look at the amount of people up. It's overwhelming. The amount of people out there that, hey, I signed up in May. I did it. I did a 9-pack. I want a 27-pack now. Right? Remember, for those of you that are past your 30 days, you have, 6 days left till the end of August to upgrade to the 9-pack and get the extra pay centers. Can you upgrade after that? Yes. Yes, you can always upgrade. Always. Just once you're past your 30 days, if you upgrade to 9, they don't give you the extra pay centers. They had this one-time deal for that. For those of you that got to 9, it's okay if your extra centers are empty right now. You can always buy them on later. The only thing you don't get the bonuses, right? If you bought them on with 9-packs, you got 11. Right? That is gone for you.
So in September, so that I'm clear, in September, if you go from a 9-pack to a 27-pack, you're going to get 900 hash in the second and third place centers, not 1,100 hash.
Yeah, if you're past your 30 days. Yep. That's exactly what it is that I'm telling you. Furthermore, this Wednesday, 2 days from today, the installation process will begin in Victoria, where the first of our, the B40, the fog hash, 200 L9s, which, by the way, is an incredible amount of power, immersion-cooled L9s, the installation process starts. They showed pictures over the weekend, right? The pad is poured, the tubes are in, the electric. Still waiting on the electric company, but like we said, hey, as soon as the electric company upgrades the power, which is going to happen here probably in the next 2 weeks, that one comes online. Mansfield's getting ready to come online. You're going to see huge increases in the build out of the mine, which is what we're doing right now. We are building out the mine. When that ends, right, so does this kind of, the ability to become a miner, the ability to provide daily income for the rest of your life for 135 years goes away, right? All you'll be able to do is buy and sell the coin. That's it. That's all you're going to be able to do. And again, 6 months, 8 months at the most, the mine will be filled. We will hit 20,000. By the time I'm on the air Monday, Jason, we'll be over 20,000 miners. It's amazing how quickly this has gone.
It's a good time to get on, Joe, before all the hash is gone, right? And then we'll be talking about, well, everybody wants to buy your hash because there's no more hash. Can you imagine 1,000 people a day wanting to be signed up in the future, 1,000 people a day? And then, boom, it stops. What are the next 7 days worth of people, 1,000 people a day? Where are they going to get hash? Hash might go up, Joe.
800-951-0592. The Dow's down 230. Gold's up a few bucks here, 33.75. $20 gold pieces at spot. I probably got like 30 at spot. 33.75 for $20 gold pieces. Yes. Why do we have so many? So many people have traded some gold to get into Texas. Why? Because I know that Joe keeps telling me, Jason keeps telling me, we need some. Where are you going to get income, guys? You're not getting it from Social Security. I mean, look at disability now, right? I mean, the worse the economy gets, you get millions of people on disability. There's no money there. It's gone. You know it's gone. Remember, this is the truth. You want the truth? The Supreme Court already ruled what Social Security is. Do you know what they said it is? They said it was a tax. And said technically the government doesn't have to pay you anything. That's a fact. And guess what? Does it matter if they pay you something and it doesn't buy anything? This is what it is that we're talking about. Friday alone, by the way, Friday, the single busiest day ever for new miners. Jason was talking about 1,000 people a day wanting to become miners. Well, guess what? Friday, not too bad. Over 400 new miners in a single day. By the way, for those of you in Phoenix, tomorrow, this is an introductory meeting to Texas on the east side. Angie is doing the event, 1617 West Warner Road in Tempe. It's the Bonfire Craft and Kitchen. It starts at 5:30. So 5:30 to 8. This is going to be kind of a general overview. They are going to have about a 30-minute Q&A session. Now, this won't be details. What I mean by that, like, hey, how do I turn my wallet hot? This is probably more about how do you operate in your dashboard, basic questions, people that may be new to Texit, good opportunity to get some more information. If you want to attend that meeting, call us at Patriot and RSVP. What's the total miner that could have if everyone bought an average of 8 seats? Oh boy, that would not be good. A lot less. Right now, I think we need 500,000 miners, maybe 600 for the mine to be full. If everyone bought 8 seats, I probably could do the math right now, but I'm not feeling well. That's my excuse. But yeah, that would put that number at, I don't know,
12 million miners. Is that right?
No,
100 million hash divided by 8. Is that right?
No, if every miner averaged 8, right now every miner is averaging about 4. That's the average but with these 27 packs, that is starting to increase. At 4, I think we needed like 600,000 miners. So maybe 300,000, something like that. Something in that neighborhood. Joe, I can't come up with money for a 27 pack till September. What does that mean for bonus hash? So far, so let's talk about this. If you haven't signed up at all yet, I think the 5+1, 9+2 will be in effect for us. Because if Bobby was going to end that in August, he would have told us and we would have told you. I think September, for anybody new, that promotion will end. Why? Because we don't need to give the hash away. That's pretty simple. If you're already at 9, and you have those 2 centers, well, I don't want to say you're definitely out, but I think you are. I don't want to promise it. because Bobby gave you to the end of the month to do it. I don't want to say he won't allow it, but he hasn't said that he would, right? So I wish I could be right. I wish I could give you a better answer, but I'm going to say not. Now, if you're brand new, yes, you will get the bonuses. But if you're past those 30 days, Jason, we just can't promise that.
Right. And so just do the best you can. Figure out what your plan is inside of text it, and don't wait, because waiting is, you just want to get in early. I think I did the math right. Not 12.5 million. It's 125,000 miners.
Okay. See,
now, I'm going to say right now that 8 hash per person signed up, I think that might be low. Because there's a lot of people with 9 packs, and then the people have signed other people up. So there are people that have higher numbers. Now, Joe and myself, we have these massive numbers. There's other people in text that have these massive numbers. That swallows up a lot of hash. So 100,000 miners, that might be the number.
The problem that we're seeing is the amount of existing miners upgrading has been overwhelming, which means the mine is going to fill up sooner rather than later. I mean, think about it. Up till a week ago, I was telling you had the end of next year. Then they said, Joe, stop saying that. Right? It's going to be way sooner. 800-951-0592. A little banged up and shorthanded on this Monday. But guys, this is about as real as it gets. During the break, I went out, and sure enough, there's 2 people wanting to upgrade. This is definitely shorten the timeline for the mine to be full. I will say this. In the next 3 weeks, get ready for the next jump in price. Yeah, you heard me right. Yep. Get ready. If you're still debating, I get it. I know it's scary and it's, it's not for me. I don't know. Sounds too good to be true. All this other stuff. Buy a 1-pack. You've got 30 days to upgrade. Buy a 1-pack. See for yourself what this is. Or maybe it's just not for you. Then buy the 20s at $33.75 at 800-951-0592. The meetings are going to continue. We're going to have more and more of these. And the funny part is, by February, we probably won't have to have any meetings. The mine's going to be full. Everybody's going to know how to buy and sell their Texas coins. Tomorrow, I am being told that Bobby may be laying out the path to $2,000. That would be, I don't even like talking about that because, we're at $2.89 right now. But again, this is something where you can tell the demand from average Americans has become overwhelming. I mean, August, July was a record. We signed up almost 3,900 people in July. That's great, right? Well, that's pretty good. We're going to sign up almost 10,000 people in August. 10,000. And the problem is that everybody's upgrading. Everybody. It's crazy. Which means the mine will be full sooner. If you want to, listen, is there still risk here? You bet. You bet. Is the risk becoming less and less? Yup. And wait till you see September. Wait till you see what happens. Not only with the size of the mine itself, but the community itself. I believe that we'll probably double the number of miners in September. We'll be at 40,000 miners. And like I see Jason right, if everyone did an 8-pack, the mine would be full we wouldn't even make it to December. Get in while the getting's good here.